Alright, so guys, welcome to this lesson on 3 black crows. And before we move on, a little bit of disclaimer first. Now basically, what is a 3 black crow pattern? Basically it looks something like this. You have a small red candle, followed by another red candle, then followed by another red candle. The closing price being lower than the previous one, and the third closing price being lower than the second one. Okay, so it consists of 3 or more bearish candles consecutively, but of course minimum 3. Okay, you can use the 4th and 5th candle as a confirmation, and this pattern basically works best when you find it at the end of an uptrend. So when you see this at the end of an uptrend, it tells you that the price is going to end its uptrend and then go on a downtrend. And this is not a really common pattern, but when you see it, please take note of it. Now, because of the fact that this is a triple candle pattern, and hence this would become a very strong bearish signal. But of course, this can be a continuation and it can be a reversal depending on where you see it. So if you see this at the end of an uptrend, it will become a reversal pattern. But if you see this in the middle of a downtrend, then it will become a continuation pattern. So you can see at first we have an uptrend over here. The price makes a head and shoulder pattern. Okay, but if you ignore the chart pattern, what you see is that the price broke this trend line, and then when it tests this trend line, it formed a 3 black crows. Of course, this is not super ideal because it is not exactly the same size. So when this 3 black crow form, the 4th candle that comes out is a bullish candle. So the price kind of ranges a little bit before it continues to go down. Now the thing is, does this mean that when a 3 black crow forms in a downtrend, then you should sell immediately? The answer is it depends, okay? Because if you see 3 black crows, but at the same time price went to oversold, then the price will actually range a little bit and then go up. So be aware of that. What you want is 3 black crows being formed, but then price is not at the oversold level, then you can consider selling. Okay, another example over here. The thing is, when you have consecutive bearish candles, 3 to 5 bearish candles, it would lead to an oversupply, and hence very often times you find that the momentum indicators would tell you that it is oversold. For example, you can see consecutive bearish candles over here, and then price went to oversold. And if you see this at the end of the trend, you cannot sell, because when you see this at the end of the trend, it tells you that the trend is going to end, especially when you see a big red candle, a large sell off, a very large sell off like this, then this is an indication that the trend is about to end. So you can see another pattern over here. Again, this is not super perfect, but a confirmation that the trend has ended is when price breaks above or goes above the 3 black crows high. Okay, and at the same time you can see price went above the 100 SMA and went down a little bit, bounced off, and the moving averages are starting to converge. Can you see that? Okay, the 50 is about to cross above and it's starting to slope up, then it crossed above the 100 SMA over here. So the thing is, 3 black crows, it can end a whole entire bearish trend, it can also end a whole entire bullish trend. So another example over here, we have a bullish trend. So you can see a couple of red candles over here. Again, it is not super perfect. The thing is, when it comes to 3 black crows, it doesn't have to be perfect for you to consider it as a valid pattern. So when you see consecutive bearish candles at the end of an uptrend, it tells you that there's a high chance that an uptrend will end. Okay, especially when before the pattern forms, you see an overbought signal. So to give you another context, when you see 3 black crows in the middle of a downtrend, okay, for example over here, then you can use it as a signal to sell, especially when the 4th candle that appears is also a bearish candle. Okay, so this is the 3 black crows. Alright, and when you are selling right at this point, you can see that RSI is not giving you any oversold signal, so this is a good chance to get in. So when the price breaks below this 3 black crow low, okay, then you can make a sell trade and then put your stop at above the 3 black crows high. And the good thing about this trade is that when you enter here, which is the point where it broke the 3 black crows low, it also is a point where it broke this support. Do you see that? So this is a good chance for you to use it to trade breakouts. So another example over here, you can see when the price broke this support zone over here, which I drew, okay, it forms not only 3 bearish candlesticks but 4. Okay, in fact, when you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 consecutive bearish candles. So this tells you that the bullish trend is strong, and you can apply this when it is at the middle of the trend, okay, or at the start of the trend. Again, when you enter at this point, okay, RSI is not at the oversold level just yet. It's near to it, but it's not at the oversold level. In the meantime, you can see that over here, there are 3 consecutive bearish candles. Now, again, you see the difference. When you see a big red candle just like this, especially when you find it at the end of the trend, and it is also at the same time oversold, please don't use this as a signal to sell, because when you see big red candle, you already know that people will start taking profit from this point onwards. Okay, when people start to take profit, price will gradually go up, and this will gradually start to attract buyers to come in. Okay, so take note of the size of the candle body and also the location of where this pattern is formed. Okay, one more example over here. Over here you can see, here's our pattern. Okay, so is this a good pattern to go in? When the candle body is larger than the average previous candles, and especially when the trend has been going on for some time, okay, be prepared for the price to reverse. Yes, there's 4 consecutive bearish candles over here, but would I enter into this kind of 3 black crow patterns after this? Not really, because if I see big red candles consecutively, it can encourage traders to take profit. What I want to see is small red candles, and preferably they have to be the same size or similar size as compared to each other. So of course, just like any pattern, this pattern doesn't work out all the time, especially, for example, you see over here 3 consecutive red candles, but the 4th candle is a big bullish candle, so it kind of cancels off the bearish trend, and also at the same time, you already know that the bearish trend is ending or has already ended. You can see that price is making higher lows and then higher highs. Alright, and you already know that this is the start of the trend, so you probably wouldn't wanna make a sell trade over here. And also at the same time, your 50 SMA is approaching the 100 SMA, so this wouldn't be a good place to sell. Okay, so bear in mind that the context as to where you apply this pattern is really important. Okay, and as well as the size of the candle bodies. Okay, so with that, I'll talk to you in the next lesson.